Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Shannon Dawson. Shannon Dawson. New offensive coordinator for the University of Miami. Again, similar to Lance Guidry. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know anything about this guy's offense. I know that they say he's coming from an air raid tree, and that has ruffled some feathers, right? Ruffled some feathers. But I just want to put my 2 cents down for it. And as always, let me know what y'all think in the comments. So, first and foremost, some of the scrutiny that I've seen is in the fact that Miami or Mario and company are looking to have this team look a certain way offensively. And hiring of Shannon Dawson does not coincide with that particular vision. And my rebuttal is simply this. Mario's the head coach. If he wants to veto a play call, he has that power to veto a play call. If Shannon Dawson is looking to dial up a pass play and Mario doesn't want a pass play, he can veto and say, run the ball. I remember Skip Bayless talked about this one time on a show. He said he had spoke with, I forgot what his name was, but it was, it wasn't Norvell. Whatever the really good offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s. I'm sure somebody going to let me know in the comments, but his name slips my mind. But he talked about it was times where he wanted to get the ball to Mike, and Jimmy would say, no, give the ball to Emmett. And Norv Turner, that's his name, Norv Turner. And Norv would have no choice but, hey, we're going to hand it off to Emmett. So, I don't think that's going to change anything. I think this hire is similar to the hire that Manny Diaz made in 2021. And I'm going to tell you why. You can disagree with me, but this is the way I see it. 2021, Manny Diaz said, look, I'm going to take back over defensive play calling. I'm going to try to insulate this hire. I'm going to go get T-Rob. I'm going to go get Shoop, right? Shoop came in, everybody, oh, man. Shoot, man, look at the defense that he ran and all this stuff, man. He's going to be an analyst. Oh, man, the defense is going to be rock solid. And then T-Rob, you know, one of the best defensive back coaches in the country, and he has defensive coordinator experience. Oh, man, him and Manny are going to work together like this. I said, nah. This, you know what? Let me take it back. I thought for a split second, I said, you know what? Man, Manny may be turning over a different leaf. Maybe this zebra is actually going to change stripes. Midway through 2021 on defense, I said, oh, no, this is the same defense. I know what this was. This was to quiet the fan base down so I can continue to do what it is that I want to do. And Mario, similar to Manny, has insulated this hire by Francis, Sampson. Hopefully Zion comes back. You get the 2 transfers along the offensive line. Got some good depth because some guys had to play. Insulate this hire. So, this hire looks good to wide receivers. Remember, we only got 2 wide receiver commits, 2 slot guys. We're looking to try to add some guys via the portal in the second signing period of the portal. So, now we got something to sell. Hey, guys, we got an air raid guy. We're going to throw it up. You know, we're going to throw the ball. May even throw the ball a little bit more in the spring game. Got to make it look good. Get some guys in here. You know, hopefully it works out. But I think this is just window dressing. Now, I'm not going to say that we won't throw the ball because we threw the ball last year. It just may look a little bit better because it may be some simpler route concepts, some more drag routes. You know, the mesh may work because it takes a while for it to develop because you got the insulation of that. You know, run the ball a little bit, opens up the play action, throw it. Make Dawson look very, very good. But we're still doing what Mario Cristobal wants to do. Don't make no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We're still doing what Mario Cristobal wants to do. And contrary to what many people may believe, I believe Alex Mirabel is the second in command in terms of this coaching hierarchy. And so, like I said, if Jimmy told Norv to run the ball, dang it, we're going to run the ball. Right? So, but with that being said, I like the hire. I do. I like it. Because I'm one of the guys that I look at it like this. Different circumstances brings out different, reactions from a person, right? Somebody may look like complete crap at one particular place, and then they look good at another place, and then vice versa. So while you got reports of some Houston fans saying, well, Dana Holgorsen had to take play calling away from him. Man, don't that remind you of... Never mind. I ain't going to say his name. But don't that remind y'all of something? But it was a poster I saw. And I respect this guy. I mean, I really, really like a lot of stuff that he says. And he said, man, well, if that was the case, why wasn't he relieved of his duties? Why wasn't he fired? And I said, you know what? I remember an example of this happening. I remember when Red Lashley was working underneath Gus Malzahn at the University of Auburn, and Gus Malzahn had got somewhat frustrated with Red Lashley. He took play calling duties back from him. Red Lashley was not relieved of his duties. Red Lashley was not fired. Red Lashley didn't even leave immediately after that particular season. They stayed together and worked there until Red Lashley did eventually leave and go to the University of Connecticut because he couldn't take it anymore. So for Shannon Dawson to be working for Dana Holgorsen for the amount of time that he worked with him, they may have a big brother, little brother type of relationship where it's like, look, I don't dislike you, but I need you to see some things better, right? So sometimes that's what happens. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's a demerit on him. I just look at it more so just say, man, stuff happens, man. It happens. It's life. Dana Holgorsen in his own right is a good play caller. So maybe he sees the game a little bit better. But that's that. Now, this is what gets me right here, man. Because when people talk about the air raid, I feel like people, they choose to only say certain information. They don't want to paint the entire picture, right? Because I'm sure I've seen it. I've heard it. I'm sure all y'all heard it. Well, man, tell me when the air raid system has ever won a national championship. When has the air raid ever won? And so I said, let me do some digging. Let me do some digging because I want to approach this question or this statement with some more information because you're not giving it the right information. So this is the additional information I want to give. When we're talking about an air raid, the exact polar opposite of an air raid is a system of a run system, somewhat like a triple option system, right? We've seen a triple option win, national championship because at a point in time, that was the offense to run before people found out, hey, we can throw the ball vertically downfield, right? Oklahoma ran it for so many years. Barry Switzer won national championships, all that good stuff like that, right? Triple option. But this is the point. This is my thing about this, right? The triple option worked because Oklahoma had some of the best players. Now, I want people to think for a second. When has there ever been a situation where an air raid offense has had the best players? When they had the absolute best players? Because one of the key lacking components of an air raid is simply that they're not that stout up front. They don't have like the best offensive lines. Like they're like there's a finite amount of high caliber offensive linemen. And so an air raid is a system to say, look, I can get a quarterback. We can get some skill guys. I may can get a little running back. But getting up front, that's going to be hard to do. So we're going to make an offense off of it. Now, people want to say Todd Monken, two-time Georgia offensive coordinator, won 2 national championships back-to-back. Todd Monken is from the air raid tree. And this is the point that I want to make about this, is that if I'm an air raid guy, say Mike Leach took over rest in peace, Mike Leach, but let's say Mike Leach was still here. Let's say the University of Georgia hired Mike Leach. And Georgia was built the way that Georgia is built right now under Kirby Smart. Are y'all going to sit up here and tell me that Mike Leach will not try to run the football? Phil Longo is an air raid guy. Did we not see the University of North Carolina have some of the most devastating, some of the best rushing offense in the entire ACC? Phil Longo's an air raid guy. Todd Monken is an air raid guy. Did we just not see Sonny Dykes and Garrett Riley, offensive coordinator? Did we not see a very balanced offense? Is Sonny Dykes not a air raid guy? Did we not see that? So the point that I'm trying to make is this. If an air raid guy has what he needs up front in the offensive line, they will run the ball. The problem is they don't necessarily have it. So let's look at air raid guys. Who y'all think would be the best air raid guy in terms of recruiting? Who's that guy? Who is it? I don't know. Maybe we say Phil Longo because Phil Longo was able to get Sam Howell and Drake May. I don't know. So that's the point. That's the problem. You say when there's an air raid won a national championship, but then when the air raid guy is given the tools that he needs to win, y'all won't say Todd Monken was an air raid guy that won a national championship twice. Y'all will say, oh, well, that wasn't the air raid. As if an offense cannot expand. The West Coast offense that was ran in the 80s under Bill Walsh, it has been built upon. Andy Reid is a West Coast guy, but it looks different under his tutelage than it did with Joe Montana under Bill Walsh. And that's the problem. But again, if a person is stuck in their way and they want to put over a particular narrative, they're gonna do it. But you got to look at it in its entirety. Regardless of what you say, Todd Monken is from the air raid tree. Georgia ran the ball. Regardless of what you say, Phil Longo is from the air raid tree. The University of North Carolina had a very dominant running team. They ran for over 600 yards from us. Matter of fact, had 2 running backs drafted. Oh, but that's not air raid. That don't fit what y'all. That don't fit what y'all want. And then if you say, well, you still didn't answer the question. They didn't win a national championship. North Carolina was not a national championship caliber team. Georgia was. TCU played for a national championship. They were national caliber with the air raid guy. So, and then I'm gonna get out here with this. Then this is the thing, right? They say, or we say, well, LSU wasn't no air raid. You crazy? And I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, I'm like, y'all just want the air raid to remain the air raid. It's almost like going back to what I said about Barry Switzer in the triple option, in the wing T. The wing T didn't go away. What transpired from the wing T is people built off of the wing T. The same plays, trap, counter, all those particular different things, running back option, all those things are still done to this day. It's just in a different inception. It's the same offense. So if you want to sit up here and tell me that what LSU did in 2019 wasn't more air raid, then we'll never beat you. We'll never win the debate against you because you will not allow for the offense to mature. I talked about this when Rhett Lashley was hired from SMU. And everybody was talking about, oh man, we're going to bring what he did at Sonny Dykes. I said, no. Did y'all not see? They had a running back, had 22 rushing touchdowns. They ran the ball. But you want to overlook that. Give an air raid guy the best talent on the field, they gonna win. How do I know? Because Georgia back-to-back national championships. Do I not think when they talked about 2020 Alabama offense, they said, oh, man, this offense is as good or better than the 2019 LSU offense? Do you think they were talking about that because Najee Harris was running the ball better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire? No, they was talking about Mac Jones putting the ball in the air. You don't want to let the air raid grow and mature into what it is now. And running offenses today, what Mario Cristobal want to do, is the only difference between what he wants to do and what Barry Switzer was doing is that it evolved. And that's what nobody want to talk about. You don't want to talk about the evolution. You want to still talk about what Mike Leach, rest his soul, was doing up there in Washington State, throwing the ball 70, 80 times a game. That's all you want to talk about. Or what Timmy Chang was doing down in Hawaii. But Phil Longo and Ty Monken and Sonny Dykes run the ball a little bit more. Oh no, it's not air raid anymore. It's not air raid. It's not allowed to change. It has to remain the same way. It has to be pass, pass, pass. Y'all dudes crack me up. So as always, man, like, share, subscribe. Shout out Hayes, Coach Blanco. Shout out Storm Woman. Shout out Flo. Wholesome. You heard. And as always, it's always about the you. I'm out.